What's up, you guys? Welcome or welcome back to the channel. So listen here, one of the most well-known popular tropes among fiction literature in general, or any type of media source, is when the good girl always falls for the bad guy. Now, in comic terms, the one example that I can always think of, just because I'm an X-Men nerd, is Jean Grey, the good girl, falling for Logan, Wolverine, the quote-unquote bad guy.
Why have a bald old man in my head when I can have you?
And there's the problem. You can't have me.
If you ever change your mind.
And I know a lot of people hate that shit. They hate the love triangle between Jean Grey, Wolverine, Scott Summers. In my personal opinion, I love it. It provides a whole lot of entertaining drama. That's me as an X-Men nerd. But we can talk about Jean Grey, Scott, and Wolverine in a whole separate video. Because for this video, I want to talk about the opposite. I want to talk about when the good guy falls for the bad girl. Now, I know what you're thinking. The first image that pops to your mind is Batman having a situationship with Catwoman.
Yeah. Just wanted to say thanks, handsome. And by the way, I still find you scary.
Or having a baby with Talia.
Your son.
Son? You expect me to believe this?
I assure you, he's yours.
Oof, Batman, that was just as bad as Drake having a baby with a porn star. But we're not going to be talking about Batman and Catwoman or Talia, because Batman has a whole bunch of publicity. Everybody talks about Batman, but we are going to be talking about two Marvel couples from two of my favorite all-time superhero animated shows. We're talking about Spider-Man and Black Cat from Spectacular Spider-Man. And I am talking about Nightcrawler and Scarlet Witch from the show Wolverine and the X-Men. And it's crazy because both of these shows were only one season. And based off this one season, we got a powerful arc between their relationship, if you guys want to call it a relationship, but we'll dive into the details later on. But it was very interesting to see the love element take place between Spider-Man and Nightcrawler, the two heroes falling towards the villains, Black Cat and Scarlet Witch. Now, there is debate on if Scarlet Witch is considered a villain or not, even though she is under the regime of Magneto, because that's her father. But I'll let you guys decide in the comments. But I just want to give these shows their 10s because we only got 26 episodes, one season. And with these two distinct couples, Black Cat and Spider-Man, we only see the both of them interact in 2 episodes. And with Nightcrawler and Wanda, we only see the both of them interact in 2 episodes as well. Now, there were a couple of scenes in other episodes where you get to see an interaction between Nightcrawler and Wanda, but we'll discuss those scenes later on. But my overall point is they only had 2 episodes dedicated to their relationship. Same thing with Spider-Man and Black Cat. Only 2 episodes dedicated to their relationship. We see the both of them being introduced to each other, getting to know each other, dealing with conflict against each other, and dealing with the difficulties of trying to carry on their relationship, even though it was based off of a flirtation from a one-time experience. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. But aside from that, there's also one more commonality that these two couples share, specifically the girls, Black Cat and Scarlet Witch. Aside from them being women, of course, and aside from them falling in love with the good guy, even though they are bad girls, there is one specific thing that both of these two ladies have in common. Can you guess what it is? Well, we'll discuss that later on in the video. But before we do that, theme song. Let's start with the relationship between Spider-Man and Black Cat. If you want to call it a relationship, It was more like a situational ship. I don't know. You guys be the judge. Now, here's the thing about Peter Parker in the series Spectacular Spider-Man. He already had the sauce. He had something going on with Liz Allen. He had something going on with Mary Jane. And he had a crush forming with Gwen Stacy.
Gotta say, Tiger, you fill out that costume nicely. Very nicely. You can web me up anytime, Petey.
Black Cat being introduced into this series in Peter Parker's life or Spider-Man's life, it was more of a wild card. Pun intended. So we are first introduced to Black Cat during her villainous acts. She is breaking into a museum. She is trying to steal the symbiote. Black Cat wanted to steal the symbiote so she can make some money off of it. And she runs across who? Spider-Man. And this is where we see things go down.
Gee, I never thought I'd be rescuing the icky alien from the beautiful damsel.
I do believe it's Spider-Man.
Easy, cat lady. I don't want to fight.
Name's Black Cat.
The banter back and forth between Spider-Man and Black Cat, it was so entertaining.
Oh, you better not get your goop in my hair.
That's right, we get a little fight scene with them. It's not a big violent fight scene, but it's like I'm trying to take you down, you trying to take me down, but I'm still trying to get to know you. You know, it's kind of like a toxic induced fight scene.
Too bad. I like us together.
We only just met, and I'm not that kind of spider.
Give a cat a chance, and she'll make you that kind of spider.
So later on in the episode, it was revealed that there's an imposter, somebody posing as Spider-Man to commit crime and ruin his reputation. So Spider-Man unknowingly steals the symbiote and it attaches to his suit. So there's a black Spider-Man and then there's a imposter in the red and blue classic Spider-Man costume. So Black Cat appears again.
See, I knew we made a connection.
You're the real thief.
Because I stole your heart? Then I have to ask, are we going to be bad guys together, partner? Or just plain bad?
Easy, big fella. Easy, big fella. Hey.
How can you be so sure he'll hit here?
I think like a thief.
And so Spider-Man and Black Cat, they work together to take down the robbers and save everybody from this yacht boat party of all these rich people.
My kitty sense is purring.
Hey, yo!
We'll let them settle this.
Thanks, Cat. I owe you one.
At least.
The one and only. Got it.
My hero.
Now, if you are viewing this episode for the first time, if you're viewing this series for the first time, you're going to be asking yourself why. Because we were introduced to Black Cat as a villain. You know, she was a robber. She was a thief. She was trying to steal something out of a museum. But now all of a sudden, she wanted to help Spider-Man take down the villain. What is the reason behind that? Well, it is disclosed near the end of the episode because Spider-Man asked her.
Then why did you help me?
You really don't know.
So basically, as Chameleon was trying to rob all the rich people under the moniker Spider-Man, Black Cat was saving the day with the intentions to rob rich people as well. But of course, Spider-Man is distracted by this because Black Cat is tonguing him down and his eyes have to be closed while they are kissing because he doesn't even notice Black Cat disappearing. But it's just like a wow. That one episode, it's like, I want to see more of them together, but at the same time, that was like more than enough. That was like a good introduction between Black Cat and Spider-Man. And so in my mind, using Black Cat in this series was just a tool to complicate things in Spider-Man's life. And she plays her part extremely well. Shout out to Black Cat, even though she's a thief. But she looks good doing it. And Spider-Man enjoys her being a thief. Unknowingly.
Wow, Cat. I had no idea you felt that way. Cat? Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
As I said earlier, Black Cat makes a few appearances in a couple of episodes, but she really doesn't have any speaking roles. We don't really see Black Cat until the end of the series, and this is where things go left. So, Spider-Man is helping the prison improve their security defenses. Because if Spider-Man has the ability to break out of jail, that means they need to improve their security systems so nobody else can potentially break out of jail, even if they are quote unquote more powerful than Spider-Man. They may not be more intelligent than Spider-Man, but even if they have a larger set of powers compared to Spider-Man, they need to improve their system to make sure that the jail or prison is actually impenetrable. But then we see Black Cat again. As Spider-Man is trying to break out of jail, Black Cat is trying to break into jail. Why? Because she is trying to free her father. But on the course of trying to free her father, she realizes that Spider-Man is in jail.
Trying to exterminate Spider-Man.
Spider-Man? Here.
It's already been established. Black Cat, even though she's a thief, even though she has her own agenda, she has a crush on Spider-Man. And she actually says it.
Oh, boys. Is Spidey really the best dance partner available?
Please, have you lost your mind?
What can I say? I've got a little crush.
So we see Spider-Man and Black Cat taking down multiple villains in the jail. So as Spider-Man is securing them in the jail cell, we are able to see more of that interaction between Black Cat and Spider-Man, and it's so entertaining to watch.
Cat, you're a sight for sore eyes.
My curative powers aren't limited to the eyes.
Don't start.
So Spider-Man asks Black Cat, why are you here? And she keeps it real. Like, you know, I'm here not to see you, but to break my father out of jail. And her father happens to be
Walter Hardy, a.k.a. the Cat Burglar.
Black Cat's father murdered Uncle Ben.
Can we talk about plot twist? Now, in the comics, this is untrue. And also in another Spider-Man animated series, they actually had Black Cat be a recipient of the Super Soldier Serum. So out of the various iterations that they have done with this character, this has to be my favorite. Why? Because it complicates their relationship. Because Spider-Man is still dealing with the guilt, and he has not healed of the fact that knowing that somebody has murdered Uncle Ben. And that somebody happens to be
Black Cat's father.
So it kind of complicates their relationship. Even though it's not really a relationship, it kind of makes things go south. But this was so good for the story, so good for the dramatic elements of the show. I love that they added this plot twist of Black Cat's father being Uncle Ben's murderer. It was just amazing to watch. And we see things go south near the end of the episode because Black Cat's father is the one that sacrificed himself to secure the prison again and keep all the supervillains inside. And she is pissed about it. And we see her go off on Spider-Man.
Listen carefully. I don't know what you did to infect my father with your stupid conscience, but it's your fault he'll spend the rest of his life in this hole. And I'll never forgive you for that.
My God, if we had another season of Spectacular Spider-Man, I would have loved for them to explore the dynamics between him and Black Cat. This was only her second episode, the second time we see her interact with Spider-Man. But just based off this episode, her level of importance just skyrocketed compared to a lot of the other characters that he deals with in this series. And this is only her second episode. And they just made her so important to Spider-Man's lore. Her father being Uncle Ben's murderer. I just would have loved to see how that relationship, even though it's not really a relationship, but how that dynamic between Spider-Man and Black Cat would have played out throughout the rest of the series. Man. Shout out to Black Cat and shout out to Spider-Man. Let's move on. Next up, we have Nightcrawler and the Scarlet Witch. Now, with this show, this version of Scarlet Witch, even though she is on the side of Magneto, you guys decide if she's a villain or not. On paper, she's a villain. But if you watch the series and you dive into the show and understand the dynamics of all the characters and everything that's going on, she's not really a villain. But for the sake of this video, she's a villain. Nightcrawler is the good guy, representing the X-Men. Scarlet Witch is the bad girl, representing Magneto's acolytes under Magneto's regime, because Magneto is her father. So let's talk about how these two became an item. Well, it started in episode 10, season 1, episode 10. Nightcrawler is seen in previous episodes helping runaway mutants travel safely to Genosha, because in the past, there were pirates kidnapping mutants for their own end goal. So Nightcrawler said, I'm going to Genosha to make sure that everybody I have saved is safely guided to the island. And that's what he does. Magneto greets him. He welcomes him to Genosha. He knows that Nightcrawler is an X-Man. So Magneto says,
Genosha is a sanctuary, Nightcrawler. I will grant you full access. Go anywhere, see anything. Talk to anyone. Then
Magneto provides Nightcrawler with a tour guide. And the tour guide is...
I'd like you to meet the Scarlet Witch.
Hello, Mr. Wagner.
Hello.
You know, and this kind of raises Nightcrawler's hormones, because he's like, oh, okay. I want to see Genosha, but I want to see more of you. I'm not projecting. I'm just calling it as I see it, you know. Nightcrawler's my boy, but as you can see, he has a hard on for Wanda. What did he say? So what Wanda is trying to do within their dynamic, she is trying to knock down some of Nightcrawler's walls, because Nightcrawler is an X-Men. Magneto is one of the biggest X-Men villains in the past. So from past battles, they do not trust Magneto or anything that he's doing. So, of course, him being on an island ran by Magneto, he's just like nervous, he's suspicious, he has anxiety, he does not trust anything or anyone. But because there is an attraction to Scarlet Witch, what she is doing, she is using her good looks, she is using her flirtation to kind of ease Nightcrawler's suspicions, let his walls down, and actually enjoy the island and actually enjoy their time together.
Mutants out in public using their powers. Like it's normal.
That's because it is normal here. Here we value the best that Homo Superior is capable of. Art, architecture, music, philosophy. What we've accomplished in such a short time is incredible.
This island, it's truly amazing.
And it's just the beginning.
Also, it's important to note that there was this one moment where Wanda reveals that she is the daughter of Magneto. Nightcrawler did not know that.
My father has nothing to hide, Kurt.
Father?
When are you coming home, Kurt? I don't rest easy with you on that island.
I think I'll stay a while longer. It seems so perfect.
As the two of them are seen leaving a concert.
My whole life, I never thought I would be able to go out to enjoy a concert.
Well, I'm glad you showed up on our shores, Kurt. Are you glad that you came here?
Something pops off. A mutant decides to attack everybody. So Nightcrawler intervenes and he takes down the mutant.
Thank you, Kurt. Are you all right?
And he asks Wanda, where does Genosha keep all their rowdy mutants at? And so she shows him. Here we go again. Nightcrawler is believing anything that Wanda is telling him, because she's showing him all the good that Genosha has to offer, but she's not showing him everything that Genosha has to offer. Still, he is enjoying himself. He is enjoying this one-on-one interaction. He is enjoying not fighting and not saving the world. Oh, Nightcrawler even says out of his own mouth, I would have never thought that I can go to a concert. I have blue skin. I look like an elf / a demon. Who would have imagined that I would be allowed to enjoy a concert and enjoying concert with a beautiful woman at my side? So as Wanda ushers Nightcrawler back to the room, that's where things go left. There's this other mutant named Dust who needs to be utilized more in the X-Men, but we'll save that for another video, another topic, another time. She said,
Magneto is not what he pretends to be. Please. Meet me back at the cells in 10 minutes.
Wanda came to knock down his walls, and Dust rolls those walls right back up because Nightcrawler started to get more suspicious now that somebody came to him and told him what was up. And through Nightcrawler's investigations, he sees that Magneto actually has a different set of prisons and a whole lot of prisoners. And despite what Wanda said about how they treat the prisoners of Genosha, it's not necessarily the case here. So Nightcrawler tries to escape, Magneto tries to stop him.
How disappointing. And Wanda so liked you, Mr. Wagner.
You've imprisoned your own people!
Senyaka!
So Nightcrawler, he's a little bit weakened. He had a run-in with few of Magneto's acolytes. They tried to stop him. And he decides that he wants to use the communications to contact the X-Men. But guess who's there to stop him? Wanda.
It doesn't have to be like this, Kurt. What my father is doing is for the good of all mutants.
Tell that to the ones he's holding prisoner.
I'm sorry. I wish you understood.
Wanda. See, now the true colors are coming out. They are coming out. Wanda is defending her father, of course, because that's her blood. But she has a soft spot for Nightcrawler because she tries to reason with him. She tries to have a conversation with Nightcrawler. And he's not hearing it because he's just like, Wanda, y'all have mutants imprisoned here against their free will, violating their human rights. And you're sitting here telling me that everything's okay, I should just ignore it? Absolutely not. You are literally spitting in my face and trying to convince me that it's raining. Nightcrawler leaves Genosha on his own power. He teleports all the way back to New York City, but he ends up getting stopped by Mystique because she had her own side mission. She was trying to report the status of Xavier to Magneto because she's also working for Magneto. And she stops Nightcrawler. So then we see the next episode, and the reason why I love this episode is because they are really getting to actually know each other without any outside interruptions. Wanda is getting to know Nightcrawler without the X-Men, even though she really didn't even run across that obstacle, but that's beside the point. And Nightcrawler is really getting to know Wanda without the influences and without the interruptions of Magneto. So instead of them interacting based on like a flirtatious level, instead of them interacting with Wanda having ulterior motive to try to lower Kurt's defenses, they are in a situation where they have to fight for survival. They are a part of a reality show, Hunting Ground, because of Mojo, and they have to fight for their lives. They have to fend for themselves. But in the midst of that, because they have to rely on each other, that kind of intensifies their relationship towards each other, which I love. So this episode, it opens up with Nightcrawler actually being in prison. But we see that Wanda actually takes time out of her day to read books to Nightcrawler.
Kurt, I thought maybe you'd let me read to you, just to pass the time.
Sorry, not today.
Then maybe we could just talk.
See, I love this moment because it shows that Wanda deeply cares for Nightcrawler. She has a strong attraction towards Nightcrawler because she's willing to read books to Nightcrawler as he's in prison. She does not do that to any of the other prisoners, but we know she does that to Nightcrawler because she has an attraction for him. I don't want to use the word love. Yeah, she does love him. Let me just cut the She loves Nightcrawler. But then Wanda gets abducted.
He knows what he's doing.
I told you this wasn't over.
Villain in this episode is once again Mojo, because Mojo was the villain in the very first episode of Nightcrawler being in the series. As I said earlier, he tried to kidnap mutants, and Nightcrawler had to defeat them in order to usher the mutants safely to Genosha. So here we see Mojo again. He has Nightcrawler and he has Wanda, and this man alludes to Wanda being the love of Nightcrawler's life.
The return of the amazing Nightcrawler, protecting the love of his life, the beautiful Crimson Witch.
That's Scarlet Witch, you stupid freak! And I don't need protecting!
And she's not the love of my life.
What did you say, nigga?
I'm just looking like, what do you mean I'm not the love of your life? And it's just like, well, are you? Y'all have not had that conversation yet. I'm just saying. So the episode is pretty much Nightcrawler and Wanda trying to escape out of Mojo's arena. Nightcrawler's like, I don't want to fight for entertainment. And Scarlet Witch is like, I don't give a damn about entertainment. How I was raised, we fight in order to survive. We eliminate the target ASAP. And he's just like, well, just because you was raised that way does not mean it's the right way.
Mutants being hunted for sport is exactly the kind of thing my father fights against.
Yes, in the war between mutants and humans. But this Mojo, I don't know where he fits into that. Wanda, your life is important to me. Don't risk it over this.
So I love the two ideologies clashing against each other. It's adding more layers to their, do y'all want to call this it's a relationship. It's a relationship. I'm going to call it a relationship. It adds more layers to Scarlet Witch and Nightcrawler's relationship. Then it's revealed that Wolverine is being mind controlled by Mojo.
Logan, is that you? Logan, what are you doing?
So they have to work together in order to take him down. This is where things go left because, as I mentioned, the ideologies clashing, it reaches a different level because now Nightcrawler's best friend, Wolverine, is being mind controlled. So he's like, okay, hold on. Yeah, whatever you was on saying, if you see a target, eliminate them ASAP, we're not following that because my friend is under mind control. So regardless of the situation, even though he's trying to kill us, there is an opportunity for us to save him. And she's just like, this man almost killed me. He almost killed you. One wrong move and either one of us would be bleeding to death. Let this fool go.
We either run until we're too exhausted to fight, or we fight now while we have the strength, him or us. We need to neutralize the threat, fast and permanently.
You sound just like your father.
It's called survival, Kurt.
Survival shouldn't be about turning on your friends.
So again, the ideologies clashing against each other, it just adds so much nuance to their dynamic and to their relationship. Nightcrawler actually defeats Wolverine. He gets rid of the headgear that is mind controlling him.
Logan?
And there was this moment where Nightcrawler is trying to escape and he asked Wanda to look after Wolverine. And as the arena was flooding, the water was building up. Wolverine is heavy. And so Wanda lets go of Wolverine. But then she has second thoughts about it, so she is seen trying to save Wolverine, and Nightcrawler intervenes and tries to save the both of them, which he does. And I'm gonna circle back to that point later on. So Nightcrawler asks, like, what happened? How did you guys end up in the water? And Wanda said,
what happened?
I dropped him. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Then they end up taking down Mojo. The day is saved, even though the day wasn't even in danger. But y'all get what I'm saying. It's a superhero show. Once a superhero completes a mission, the day is saved. Even though there were no victims.
Now, someone want to tell me what's going on here?
Then we see at the end of the episode that Magneto is pissed.
Where is my daughter?
All he knows is that Wanda was kidnapped. and he has no idea who kidnapped her, but he knows that she was with Nightcrawler. And he was gone, she was gone, so his mind went to Nightcrawler has something to do with the disappearance of Wanda, even though that was not really the case. So, as we see, Wanda is begging and pleading for Magneto to let Nightcrawler and Wolverine go.
I'm here, Father.
Wanda,
I want you to let them go.
I'll release them once they're safely contained in cells.
They didn't take me, Father. They're just bringing me back.
I'm sorry, but I can't allow them to leave this island.
They saved my life! Isn't that worth their freedom?
Wanda actually convinces Magneto to let Wolverine and Nightcrawler go. And then we have this beautiful, 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 beautiful moment between Nightcrawler and Wanda. So Nightcrawler says thank you, and Wanda's like, don't thank me. And he's like, why? Because Wanda reveals that, as I said earlier, she actually dropped Wolverine in the water.
When the dome was flooding and I was holding on to Wolverine in the tree,
Yeah?
I didn't drop him. I let him go.
Why?
I don't know. I guess it's because that's what my father would have done. So I thought it was right.
Why are you telling me this?
Because you showed me it was wrong.
And then we see Wanda's growth as a character because she's realizing that, you know, she did something terrible. But the only reason why she's recognizing that she did something terrible is because of her time, her experience with Nightcrawler. So this kind of raises Nightcrawler's attraction towards Wanda, and he's like, just come back to the mansion with me. You don't even have to be with Magneto, just be with me.
Come back with us, Wanda. You don't have to stay here.
Yes, I do. My place is with my father. Goodbye, Kurt.
With Wanda choosing to stay with her father instead of running off with Nightcrawler and explore their relationship and be with the person that she loves, it's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet situation. Y'all know in Romeo and Juliet where the two parents don't want them to be together, but they still love each other. That's kind of what this moment reminds me of. Shout out to Nightcrawler and Scarlet Witch. Now, even though Nightcrawler and Scarlet Witch are not an official couple, the love between the both of them is real. Wanda understands that her father is considered to be the enemy, so the enemy moniker could be graced across her chest. And Nightcrawler is an X-Man, so he's a hero. But when the both of their worlds collide, they have each other's back. So there was a situation where Senator Kelly sent Gambit to Genosha to steal Magneto's helmet, but the actual mission was to cripple Genosha, cut off their communications, cut off their water supplies, and just actually hurt the island as a whole, because Senator Kelly recognized how powerful Magneto is, and if he's going to go to war with Magneto, he needs an advantage. So the X-Men caught wind of this. Nightcrawler actually goes to Genosha so he can warn Wanda. And it's funny because with Wolverine, as he's sending Nightcrawler on this mission,
eyes open, stick to the shadows. And if you have to, enlist the help of that girl of yours, Wendy.
Wanda. She's not my girl.
Here we go again. Nightcrawler trying to deny the title of Wanda being his girlfriend. Nightcrawler, that's your girl. That's your girl, Nightcrawler. Like, cut it out. You already know that's your girl. Everybody else know that's your girl. Even the villain knew that was your girl. Wanda's your girl. Like, let's be real here. So as Nightcrawler is trying to warn Wanda about Gambit and his intentions, Wanda's pretty much like, yeah, we knew. How do y'all know? Y'all got a spy here? Yada, yada, yada. But outside of all the mission, Wanda lets Kurt know, like, I'm glad to see you.
Wanda, I need to speak with you.
Kurt. Listen, Kurt. As much as I like seeing you again, you must leave.
But, Wanda...
If my father knew you were here... Kurt, just go. Please.
So even though she loves Nightcrawler, she is concerned about Magneto catching them together. So she's like, please, just go. I don't want no harm. I don't want no trouble. I just want you to go. Not because I don't want to be with you, but it's like I already saved your life in the previous episode when Magneto did not want you or Wolverine to leave Genosha. I don't want to go through that again. please just go. And thank God Nightcrawler decided not to listen to Wanda and actually stay there to see what was going to go down, because Gambit actually cripples Genosha. He plants several bombs across the country and they explode. Wanda was in the middle of one of the explosions. So of course, Nightcrawler, Knight Shining Armor, swoops in and teleports her to safety.
Are you okay?
I think so.
But if Nightcrawler was not there, Wanda would have died. Wanda would have been killed by the explosion, and that would have kicked off the war between Magneto and Senator Kelly. A shout out to Nightcrawler and Scarlet Witch. Just like Black Cat and Spider-Man, they only had like 2 main episodes where the episodes were solely based around them. The only difference is Nightcrawler, you know, even though the series was called Wolverine and the X-Men, because Nightcrawler is the GOAT, he's had several episodes solely based around him, without Wolverine, without the X-Men, simply just Nightcrawler and his ship with Scarlet Witch. That's one of the reasons why I love this series the most, because Nightcrawler actually has solo episodes. He deserves it. He's the king. He's the GOAT. But I set out just to say there were only 2 solo episodes focusing on Nightcrawler and Scarlet Witch relationship. Now, even though we did get another episode that was solely based around Gambit, Scarlet Witch was obviously in the episode because the setting of the episode was in Genosha, and so they had to insert Nightcrawler to expand on the relationship. We see a kiss on the cheek. We don't see a full-blown relationship. It went from flirtation to actually respecting and liking each other, but they can't really commit to their relationship. They can't really be together because Wanda's father is Magneto and Nightcrawler is an X-Men. So, you know, the 2 parties always collide against each other. So it's a very weird situation, but I love how they are able to have some sort of love situationship throughout this series. And the love that Kurt and Wanda have towards each other is so strong. It is also recognized again because when Wanda contacts the X-Men to let them know of Magneto's plans, she says that she only wants to speak to Nightcrawler.
A communication from Genosha. She'd only talk to you.
Kurt.
Wanda, what is going on?
I don't have much time, but you should know that my father launched the Sentinels on Genosha.
Wait, he wants to launch them?
When will this take place?
Tonight.
So we already had 3 instances of Mojo, Wolverine, and Beast acknowledging the fact that Wanda and Nightcrawler are a couple, even though Nightcrawler in all 3 of these instances, not really with Beast, but with Mojo and Wolverine, he's kind of like pushing back like, that's not my girlfriend, even though it is Nightcrawler. It is. You can't deny it, bro. You can't deny it. That's your girl. So as I said earlier, Spectacular Spider-Man and the show Wolverine and the X-Men, they only gave us 1 season. 1 season, 26 episodes, but out of the 26 episodes, we only had 2 episodes dedicated to Spider-Man and Black Cat, and we only had 2 episodes dedicated to Nightcrawler and Scarlet Witch. Now, even though with Wolverine and the X-Men, we were able to see more interaction past their 2 episodes between Nightcrawler and Scarlet Witch, because as I mentioned earlier in other episodes, they had their own little moment of interaction between each other and only lasted for less than 5 minutes, but those 5 minutes were so impactful to the overall arc regarding the relationship. But another similarity that I have realized, and it's specifically with Scarlet Witch and it's specifically with Black Cat, they share something else in common. The both of them have father problems. Now, they don't have the same type of father problems, but their relationship with their father negatively affects their relationship with the person that they are interested in loving on. Meaning, Black Cat cannot love Spider-Man because of her dad. Scarlet Witch cannot love on Nightcrawler because of her dad. Now with Black Cat, even though the episodes don't go out and say it, if you use context clues, you can draw your own conclusions that Black Cat's issue with her father is abandonment issues. He's been locked up for a long period of time and Black Cat has not seen her father. So that is an emotional trigger for Black Cat, because even at the end of the episode where he decides to sacrifice himself and lock all the criminals in the prison with him with the gas so it can knock everybody out, she is pissed about it. And the reason why she's pissed about it and pissed at Spider-Man about it is because she has not seen her father in such a long period of time. And she feels that her father may die in jail because of old age.
And I know I have to pay for my crime, so I'll turn on the gas.
That won't make us even.
I understand.
Well, I don't, Dad!
Sorry, Felicia.
But again, it's a up situation because Black Cat's father murdered Uncle Ben. So yeah, it's just a touchy situation all across the board, unfortunately. And I don't think that relationship is ever going to heal. And it's crazy because once again, we were robbed. We don't know where that relationship between Black Cat and Spider-Man was going to go because we only got 26 episodes. And out of those 26 episodes, Spider-Man and Black Cat only had 2 solo episodes. It's a messed up situation. Black Cat has some deep abandoning issues because her father left her through a life of crime. And even when she had the opportunity to get him out, he still had to remain back in because of his past crimes with the murder of Uncle Ben.
I don't know what you did to infect my father with your stupid conscience, but it's your fault he'll spend the rest of his life in this hole. And I'll never forgive you for that.
Now, Wanda's issues with Magneto is more about control and it's more about propaganda. For the longest time, Wanda was believing every single thing that Magneto was telling her about mutants being the superior, about us having our own island so we can survive, and the human race being so dangerous towards mutants in our existence. And as I said earlier, with Nightcrawler discovering the prisons, she was still riding for her father. She was still following the ideologies of her father. She was still demonstrating the loyalty towards Magneto. And similar to Black Cat, not the same situation as Black Cat. Lord knows, not the same situation as Black Cat. She cannot be with Nightcrawler full time because of her father. Wanda turns down a full-blown, full-time relationship because she is riding for her father. She is loyal to her father. And then things change as Wanda starts to uncover Magneto's real plans.
Father, what have you done? Why are we doing this?
Because there's something wrong with a world where the powerful must take refuge from the weak.
We're doing nothing? What are you waiting for?
The one thing Genosha needs in order to triumph.
It's all been a lie. We're a target for the humans, so you could retaliate. Is that all Genosha is to you?
Genosha is everything to me.
It's one thing to defend ourselves. It's another to attack our own people.
Wanda, you've stood by my side this long. Don't abandon me now.
She is disappointed. She is hurt. She is disgusted. Her father pretty much lied to her, led her to believe one thing, and he's over here doing something completely different. The loyalty is broken because the trust is broken. That is why Wanda contacts Nightcrawler to tell Magneto about his real plans. Because she feels like a fool. She feels duped. All this time you were selling me this dream when the dream was actually world domination at the expense of innocent mutants' lives. She was not with it. So yeah, you guys, that is the overview between the both of these two Marvel relationships, Spider-Man and Black Cat, Nightcrawler and Scarlet Witch. So what do you guys think about this relationship? The pairing between the good guy and the bad girl. Would you have loved to see this relationship reach a new level? Would you have wished for another season to be granted so we can see how these relationships would have played out? My answer is yes. What do you guys think? Sound off in the comments. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.